Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
Money's too tight to mention. Shame we can't say the same about Barney's clacker. It's Barney!
Who have you been speaking to?
Everybody.
And you can find girls as beautiful as Lukey in every corner of the earth. But the earth is round, bitch. Oh! It's Miss Gorgia. How you doing, Luke?
As a firm flat earth believer, I can tell you, I'm doing great.
Would, question, if you're a flat earth believer, would the earth have corners?
I actually would like to clarify I'm not a flat earth believer. Let's nip that in the bud right now.
They can well believe it, though. You've got absolute, what they call conspiracy theorists written all over you.
Oh, shit, I thought that washed that off.
Yeah.
It's for the jokes. It's the roast episode, ladies and gentlemen.
What are we like? That's why I thought I'd start with something cute and nice, you know.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of hatred in this episode here, Luke's. Luke's, can I ask you a question?
Please.
If you had a premature teenage stroke and your tongue swelled up to the size of a loaf of bread in your mouth, rendering you mute, and you were unable to speak, but we gave you the power of song and you could lip sync. Sorry, this is the longest intro ever. We gave you one song so you could tell us what your last week was like so you could lip sync to it. What would it be?
It would be Thorn in My Side by the Eurythmics.
Lovely. Love the Eurythmics. Big shout out to Annie.
Because this is so boring. But
If you say me...
I've been dealing with a hip impingement issue for 10 years. And now I think I've got something else on top of it. I think I've got something called GTPS, Greater Trochanteric Pain Syndrome, and it's doing my fucking head in. And it's like, if you don't get that treated, like, you know, severe pain and disability, it's like, cool. So my only option is to do physio. Then when I do physio, my leg hurts more. So lop it off.
Innit?
Take my
take
leg.
them both. Take my eyes. Take these scars.
Leg.
Yeah. Mine would be the classic TikTok song. Belial, Behemoth. Just the classic song, because me and Luke's have been watching a lovely Amazon
I thought you were going to carry on. I
program.
wanted to join in on the Lucifer.
I also missed out. Asmodeus. We've been watching a lovely Amazon program about the occult, and it's just this lovely fella sitting with a PowerPoint, just talking, just chatting
We're
away
learning
for like,
so much.
and there's like 20 episodes, and it's like he just sits there for like an hour, just chatting at the screen.
He said something that I found to be very interesting, talking about how even something like a college baseball game is absolutely riddled with
Occult symbology.
what's the thing, like ritual and stuff. It's like you go there and the teams are represented by like wildcats or like Vikings,
Often like woodland,
other animals or like strong humans.
Familiars.
And then you'd have all these virgins dancing around for you in the form of cheerleaders, and then
Chanting.
there's like people, chanting and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, so go on Amazon and watch The Occult.
No, you have to we're
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you can get free, though.
free 5 days.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay.
Should we talk some drags?
Oh, you got another couple of bits
Oh,
to
no,
say?
you got a couple of things to talk about the week.
Thanks very much to our dear Judith Faye Bentos. We have had access to Drag Queens of London featuring Drag Race UK Seasons 5 very own Vicky Vivacious. Sorry, I misspoke there because she's quite vile. Like in this bit, when you see her switch at Dee Dee, like that's who we see on Drag Queens of London. She's so obsessed with being professional. I think she's jealous that other queens can be good and they have got drunk the last night and have fun and not have such a stick up their ass. It's weird.
It's a strange little insight into Miss Vicky Vivacious, isn't it? Because maybe she's grown, maybe she's changed. We all have that ability, but she is.
No, she hasn't, because you've just seen that she's.
Yeah, but maybe that's like she was kind of like that 24/7. So maybe she's just put a lid on it for a little bit. But she is quite unbearable. If anyone needs the link,
just like constantly like cussing people that she wants for her. Like she's just
But it's quite fab, isn't it? If
you've got to watch it.
If you need the link, hit us up. I don't know if we're allowed to pass it out, but here we are. to our many listeners. But Drag Queens of London, it is basically... Oh, I've got a tea bag in my pocket. Sure. It is...
Not the first time.
No. It is basically loads... It's about 10 years ago, the girls on the drag scene, and it's a very different landscape of
Bag
drag.
of chips on there.
Very different landscape of drag. Yeah, bag of chips. We've got meth. We've got... Who else we got?
Munro Bergdorf on there.
Bergdorf, yeah, lots. And it's just a very... Jodie Harsh is also like a sort of a cameo in it.
Yeah.
She's like not really... It's all very strange, but it's very, very enjoyable. And it shows you a very different side of drag in London. Also, as well, Sick the Pink are in it. And Glyn is in it.
I keep calling him Glyn Famous, not quite getting
Glynfamous.
Glynfamous.
And it is absolutely fab. And it was well worth it. And so now I'm going to be... I didn't realise that the request would work so well. So I'd also like to be PayPal'd £100. Actually, no. Why not £1,000 if I'm getting free shit?
Why not? Another thing I want to say, on Canada's Drag Race, episode 2, there was a very interesting conversation kind of off the back of Pandora Knox winning. Because the oldest queen ever, Kitten Caboodle, I think she's in her 60s.
How old is Kitten Caboodle? You fucking
Either
right.
50s or maybe either late 50s or 60s.
Well, old Sir Burr was old.
But so they're like, she is the oldest one.
Officially.
And she was saying, yeah, like, even I've been doing drag for 40 years, and back then there were always trans queens, there were always bio queens. And they were sitting next to the Girlfriend Experience, who was like, where I'm from in Canada, we don't like bio. We just use the term hyper queens that encapsulates your cis queens, your trans women. It's all just to be about hyper feminine. Yeah. And then Denim pipes up, who is a trans man, saying where I'm from, because I can't remember what places in Canada they're from. I apologise. It's like people use the term AFAB, but I really don't like that, because AFAB is a term that's meant to describe a trans person. So like, why are we now using it to describe cis drag queens kind of thing?
Sure.
And I thought that's actually a really good point. Like,
so
people
difficult.
don't need to like terms can be just terms. You don't need to kind of incorporate them into everyone.
Well, this is what's so difficult about it. Is like, essentially your gender is like self-actualized, so you can just...
No, why can't we just be drag queens?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Why can't we all just put a pair of 381s on? Essentially, yeah, it's like all drag is gender is self-actualized. So it's like, it actually doesn't really matter how... If I was like, I'm a woman, it doesn't actually matter that much if you don't see me as a woman when I'm outside of my own personal sphere, because it's like, when I'm at home and I'm how I feel about myself and my own psychology, it's like that all that really matters is how I feel. But then when you get into sort of external perspective, then that's when words really matter, because then that's when people are talking about you.
Yeah.
And then that's when it gets really difficult. It's like there's so much discourse around like what is the right phraseology to use for people, and then like you said, like some people love that's what I want to be called, and some people are like that's super offensive to me. So it's fucking difficult. And
but I think we just go with the Girlfriend Experience, and we just say hyper queen.
Hyper queen.
On. Or
that's
drag
right.
queen.
Just stop fucking talking about everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you don't know
Let's turn
them,
off the podcast.
Yeah. If you don't know them, stop fucking talking about them. But yeah, big love of Girlfriend Experience. Should we talk some
I'm
drags?
really loving Canada. If you're not watching Canada, there's some hot honeys. Right, let's get into this.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
I felt like the vibe when they came back into the room was a bit of a sour one.
Can you let me do my previously on Drag Race UK?
Okay, go on. Previously on Drag Race UK.
Are MUAs transformed switchboard helpers into members of their family? Or did they? The Marulster came out on top with his second win, whilst poor old Kate Butch was given the heave-ho by lip-sync assassin Dee Lish.
Do you think Dee Licious is a lip-sync assassin?
I think it's one of those things like trade of the season. Like, it doesn't actually
Best of
mean
a bad
what it
bunch.
means now.
Yeah.
It just means this girl has taken out the most other queens in the thing.
I also
but then, like,
think...
surely that is a lip-sync assassin.
Not really, because I think to be a lip-sync assassin, like, there should probably be 3 or 4 in the whole franchise, yeah? Someone that you're like, they are a lip-sync assassin. And you would have to be able to go up against them and give them a good battle.
Give me 3 lip-sync assassins.
Tace. Brooklyn Heights. What's difficult is that so many of the queens that are fantastic never had to lip sync, so I guess we'll never know. Gorgeous.
I said 3, that's enough.
Oh, okay. I just feel like Gorgeous maybe isn't the right person to...
I mean, she assassinated many hoes.
She did. But yeah.
It's like, are you thinking of it in the terms of the world or in the terms of the show? Because in the terms of the show, she would be she assassinated the most queens, but in the terms of the larger world of drag, maybe not.
Well, I just think like you need to be someone that people are like, you know that thing that everyone's doing on TikTok at the moment where they have to put like 1 to 10 of their drag queens. A lot of the girls are like, I think it was T2, Miss Tia Coffee, deep friend of the pod, was, I think she was doing like, could I win a lip sync against them? And like really and truly, the majority of girls that go on Drag Race are not great lip syncers.
Name 3.
Tia Coffee. Just me. No, I'm joking. No, never, ever. I'd like to remind you that Tia Coffee won a lip sync, and Just May is the number 1 impersonator. I was just trying to think of people that we actually love.
Tia Coffee won a lip sync against fucking the dancer.
Who?
What's her name?
The dancer.
Sing the Pink.
Oh, Astina Mandela.
Yes.
Oh my God, she did.
Barney got
she?
that because I did a like lasso around my head and then a hair flip, and he was like, "Yes,
yeah."
Astina.
Let me tell you about the universal power of a lasso. You can do it to ballads, you can do it to pop numbers, anything. And I would never say a bad word against Just Me because she's the deepest friend of the pod.
So Dee Dee mentioned she's the only non-Geordie left. And have you seen that Ginger, Michael and Tamara are doing an Angels of the North tour?
Angels, I have.
Aye.
Did you also know that there is going to be no season? Are we on season 5? They're doing no season 5 tour.
Really?
Isn't that such fucking dog shit?
Fuckery's like the only way I can earn money from this.
You don't win
thing.
any money.
Why not? Because the last one didn't do well? But there's do them in smaller theatres. You don't need to fucking do O2.
Right. I wonder whether it's a thing of, did Club Kids do?
Oh, but then surely there must be promoters chomping at the bit.
Yeah, surely it was
Voss. To take that.
But also, apparently, people were saying that the last tour wasn't that successful, wasn't that lucrative.
But that's probably because they put them in too big a venue. Like
also as well, like
people don't want to go and people have seen them on the telly. You want to see them in a smaller place where you can actually watch them. You don't want to be in a fucking giant theatre where they're just like little stick people.
Yeah, but remember that for the hiring for venues, it's per night. So it's like if you can do a big venue per night, you can get much more money than doing like a smaller venue loads of nights.
You've got to pay all the staff and all.
Yeah. Super annoying. But yeah, I felt like this when they got back into the workroom is a bit more of a sour one. I thought vibe check real quick now. I just thought like as you get later on, people are getting much more scared to be kicked out. And like, you know, often when people get back, there's like real that celebration, like someone's just won, like congratulations. Oh, I'm sad to see her go. It just felt quite dour when they got back in the room.
Danny Dower.
Danny Dower.
Oh, I didn't think that at all because I was just loving them all doing us a lovely group runway with the mixed up wigs. Michael Maruli in our wig.
Yeah.
Although when we make Michael a wig, I would say probably not the Amber Copper Couture. It really washed the girl
not
out.
the colour for hers. She needs to get her colours done.
I'm a deep winter.
Are you? I'm an autumnal berry with my pales.
That feels like we're talking about two different things.
Oh, what is there like
there's one is like what's your season, and then that's from like the 80s.
Oh, I thought it was like a much bigger thing when I was younger because one of my mum's friends got hers done. My mum was like, she's got her colours done. I need to go get mine done now. And then she got hers done. And then while I was there, I was saying to the woman, I think we got it done in John Lewis. Is that true?
Your colours, you get a boob fitting and a boob fitting, bra fitting.
Fit it with your titties and then tell you what your colours are. And then and then I said to the woman, I was like, what do you think I am? She was like, well, you're not unlike your mum. She was like, you've got very blue and peach undertones. And then she told me my colours and it was something berry. I don't know.
So does that mean you're
Mary
cool toned?
Yeah.
I'm cool toned.
Cool
by tone, cool by nature, I say.
I really need to stand up and say they do not talk about Kate like the first rate competitor that she was. I feel very, very angry about this.
I think you're number one fan of.
It's also a complete lie. I don't feel angry about anything. I don't. I just the amount of rat poison that's pumped into our face. Do we even feel anymore? I just feel like when they talk about her, they don't talk about her like she's just won a competition. What am I? A round? What's it called?
Episode? Challenge.
She just won a challenge. Thank you. She just won a challenge. She's like been like consecutively brilliant the whole way through. Very funny. RuPaul clearly likes her. It's like, yeah, okay, she's just gone, but it's like they're talking about it as if like, oh, Kate, so lucky to have got this far.
I feel though, because we'll get to the roast later, but the way that everyone talks about the roast, I feel like it's very. We tease her because we love and respect her. I feel like
Jinx.
Her?
A bit Jinx.
Yeah.
She's the UK Jinx.
I think Ginger's the UK Jinx. Fight!
No, they're very different. Ginger, I like much more than Jinx. No, that's not a lie. I actually love Jinx these days.
I love Jinx.
After she
sorry, the pod
gave to
we're just
Hecate. I thought also that How's Your Head 80s unit in the cold hard light of day. When I saw some studio lights on that with Miss D Delicious, I thought that's a real triumph. That is. That's a single unit. And
shout out to our boys.
That is a single unit, and God, is it gorgeous. So shout out to How's Your Head. Absolutely gorgeous. Do you know what cracked me up? Let me tell you what cracked me up, Lukes.
What?
When D Delicious was like, I am from the Garden of England. Have you ever heard that before?
Ken, the Garden of England, yeah.
Wow, okay, Miss Travel. Okay, Miss Geography.
I thought that's
okay, Miss Snakes on a Train. I've never heard it before.
I don't know about counties.
And I was absolutely cracking up. I had to rewind it because I thought she said, I am from the Garden of Eden. That was what I heard the first time because I wasn't really paying attention. Sue me. And I thought the face crack heard round the chapel. Imagine if Miss Dee Dee came out as an evangelical son of a preacher man. And she was like, I am from the Garden of Eden, bitch. I'm one of the chosen ones. And then we just had like 10 minutes of Christian reads. I don't know what they would be. Imagine like, ow.
Honey, like if I was getting my nails done by the same guy Jesus was, like, I don't know.
Ow, pussy wetter than your font, bitch. Oh, fun is what you get dipped in when you get christened. Obviously, you would never get christened because you would have been burnt. Yeah. Or, yeah.
I have been christened,
Serving fierce tabernacle realness. I don't know anything about church.
Oh, gosh.
The only two things I know about church is tabernacle, font, and they're all paedophiles. So
I don't know anything about that.
Do you know, sorry, can I just say?
I'm dying to press this button.
I know, but this is a really important thing to say. I had two churches in my town. In my small, humble town outside Cambridge.
Protestant and Catholic.
Protestant. One was Prati, one was Catty.
Actually?
No. I'm not allowed to go to church because my dad is Irish. He hates English people and he hates religion even more. Not that I would want to be anywhere near a church.
Stop trying to go into church so much.
Two churches. I had been to both of them. Both of them at different points. Came out, they're both paedophiles. Also, the one of the Father Dennis, if you're listening to this, go fuck yourself.
Father
he turned up at my mum's house.
Cock in hand.
Jerkin. He turned up at my mum's house when I was like 7 years old and was, I'm sure I've told the story in the pod, but I don't give a fuck. Listen again.
For the new listeners.
Turned up when I was like 7 years old and was like, we think your son is really straying away, about me, really straying away from the word of the Lord. And my mum was like, okay, well, we're not religious. So
why are you watching my child?
She was like, he'd come into our school. Obviously noticed that I had a little sugar in my tank,
Tendencies.
A little flip in the wrist. And he was like, I think you should bring him in for Sunday school and he should come to Sunday school.
What, to like
so
molest the gay out of you?
He came to my house and was like to my mum, you should bring him to church and let the way of the Lord heal him, basically. And then about 3 years later, I had to go to prison for being a paedophile.
Love it.
Shout out to Jules for keeping me away from that. Not that we think that all religion, all people to do with Christianity
well,
are
there's a church
paedophiles.
across the road from my house and they got done for diddling as well.
Wow. Strange landscape, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Okay, go on, play your sound.
It's a new day, workroom.
Is this the top four you had imagined, and if not, why?
Oh my God, the weed.
I know,
Please stop
girly.
smoking, please. I actually have stopped smoking, but I did smoke a bong at the weekend and it really fucked me
that'll
up.
do it.
Is this the top? No, this is not the top four, if I'm honest.
Who would you... I know, you're going to switch out DD for Kate. Is that the final switch?
No.
Oh.
I think I would have seen Dee Dee in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's drag.
Yeah.
And they love that shit. Do you know what I mean? She's the Angeria Paris Van Michaels.
She really is.
Yeah, she's drag. I could have seen her in it. Definitely her, definitely Ginger. To be honest,
Megan.
I know you can hate it, girly, but I would think I'd take Michael out.
It's all right. It's you against the rest of the country. So
Yeah. And yeah, I would have popped in Kate. But then also Tamara. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe
did you think
I would have
initially
thought
Cara would have done better,
Yeah, I would have
yeah.
thought Cara would have done better. But we can always get what we want.
No.
Also, I thought, wow, they're hitting a lot from Miss Deborah-licious in these first sort of 10 minutes. Signed, sealed, delivered. Your girl's got a one-way bus ticket back to Kent. I thought there's too much of her for her to be staying in this episode unless she's going to win. And you know that ain't going to happen. Lukey, may I ask?
Please.
Please. Michael Maruli, your good friend,
Yes.
your Lord and Saviour, he said her eyebrows are on her forehead. Miss Marules, question, where else would your brows be?
I don't know. And especially a drag queens as well. It's like, yeah, that's the right spot.
I was so confused, and I thought this really poses the question: yes or no? Do we think Michael Marulli could point out Greece on a map?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
He introduced us to the Marulli salad, Barney.
I don't think... Do you think he's aware of the work of the Marulli salad?
I think that's why he's named himself after it.
Really? I hope so.
Wasn't that why you found out what it was?
Yeah, but maybe he... I don't think...
Maybe he is just of the family Marulli. His family founded the salad. He doesn't know it don't exist.
Legacy, bitch.
Remember my name.
Okay. And then Lady RuPaul enters.
Oh, my God. When she said... Do you have the speed, the strength, the heart to be a winner? Oh my God. Like literally like every hair prickled up on my body.
And that's a lot of hair.
So much hair.
That's a lot of downy fur.
Even all my tape stuck on end. I literally, me and my good friend Carla, who I met on the first day of nursery school, so that's a long time. We were
Shout out Legacy Fred. She's a Legacy piece.
She's a Legacy, obsessed with Gladiators. Michael might think he was obsessed with Gladiators. I've got an original 90s sports bag. You've seen it, haven't you?
I have.
It's fantastic.
The rumours are true, I can confirm.
Literally, my heart is even beating now just to thought of singing that song. It's like that and Pokemon are probably two of the most hype theme tunes of all time. Yeah. Also...
And a lot of them have got to do with battling, which really speaks to a young, aggressive Lucrezia.
Who
just wants to bite her way through rope. I was actually too young for Gladiators, sorry to say.
Even the later years?
Yeah, I didn't. My brothers liked it, but even though they had gorgeous hair and gorgeous physiques, that wouldn't have got me in. I was never really a fighting girl. Yeah, I know. Obviously I'm talking about the girls. I don't care what you think I care about a muscly man.
I don't know, but...
All I see is muscly man.
Literally... There was a lot of honeys, but Jet was the number one.
Who was the other one that people loved?
Lightning. She was blonde. Panther. Woo! Giving us Catherine Zeta teas. Like,
Catherine Zeta?
Yeah.
Wow.
The hot honeys. Jet's favourite move. She'd stand up and just
I think you could be a gladiator.
Split. I wish.
As long as you didn't have to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them would be really hard. They had hanging tough, where you're basically just like swinging. You've got to grab people by the legs and drag them down. I don't think I would even have my own body weight.
Have you ever seen the thing that they do on TikTok all the time? It's called like it's called like the gauntlet or something, and you have to do it as quickly as possible. And it's just loads of them sort of gladiator things, and they often get like athletes to do it. And people can do it in like under 45 seconds, and it's just like swing from this, jump from this, grab this, and you've got like
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, something like that. But
Sure.
there's a specific one on TikTok that always pops up, and it is absolutely fucking loco. Dragiators Roast. What is this mashup?
Honestly, like, I'm glad to see it. I guess because it's like a battle, but I would much rather have seen a full Gladiators challenge, like cheerleading in season 9. But actually, maybe that was too dangerous. They can't have any more physical.
Also, can I ask, do you think? I mean, I'm saying, do I think? I think that.
We should start a Dragiators club.
Yeah. I think, first of all, just quick deviation. Do you know our good friend Titi, Miss Tia Coffee, is going to be on this Christmas episode of Hollyoaks?
Lovely gal.
I know. Very cute for her. She's got TV ambitions. But in this, let me just zoom in. A lot of puckering around the vagina area in that photo.
Around the tuckering.
Good for you, babe. What was I just about to say? What were we talking about? Gladiators. Oh, I think that they were going to do something different. I think they changed it up. Because do you remember one of the wigs that we were doing originally? She was like, we've got a gladiator challenge.
Oh, the one that she used for...
Punk.
Yes.
Yeah. Miss GJ. That originally was supposed to be a gladiators thing. So I think maybe they were supposed to be doing an actual gladiators challenge maybe that then got scrapped.
But then like Tamara's dressed like 80s workout and Dee Dee's dressed like a wrestler.
Well,
like, none of them seem to know what the memo...
Well, I wonder whether they've all repurposed it. I wonder whether they had like a sick look for that. And then when it's been like, maybe they all had a great gladiators wig that then like I can imagine that like Dee Dee's 80s wig, for example, might have been her gladiators look. A bit 80s, and then do you know what I mean? It's like,
but then like if you're actually trying to do gladiator realness, they just had gorgeous either a perm or just gorgeous thick long hair. Yeah, true. And also that's moves me neatly on to a bit of backstage Drag Race tea. You know, we were asking about the smoking. Oh wow! 3 weeks later, the tea is being. Yeah, I know. I just completely forgot about it. One of the other girlies got in the DMs and said,
a little bit of BTS for you. They'd given up smoking after almost 20 years of fagging. But before they were cast, the show Psych told them, take it back up because it's the only way you get to leave the studio for a breather. So you might as well take up smoking because then you'll get little breaks.
Or at least just buy a packet of ciggies and pretend
A packet of candy cigs. You can be out there stunting like I did with the chocolate cigarettes. The order of the roast, I think, personally, for me, makes absolutely fucking zero difference unless you're quaking in your boots enough to get fully thrown by the other competitors. And then you're just teetering on a knife edge anyway. I don't think...
Yeah, I would want to go first and just get it out of the way so I'm not just sitting in it waiting to go on.
Question. If you were Miss Drac More Delicious, what would you be doing? Where would you put yourself? Where would you put the others?
I would put myself first and just get it
First.
done. Yeah, because I feel like the natural thing to think is, second, because everyone's like, first and last are so hard. But actually, yeah, you've got no chance of anyone saying anything even close to your jokes. And then you don't have to just wait and get more nervous. You can just do it and then just relax and enjoy.
Can I offer you a teeny tiny problem though?
Why?
If you go first, the room is cold. So it's up to you. So let me tell you a little thing about what we learn about comedy.
So patronising. Let me tell you a thing.
Let
What we learned in school.
Let me tell you something. You don't say that to... Who sings that song? Shall they get them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur?
Is that the same song?
Yeah. Let me talk at the beginning.
I thought you were going, let me tell you something.
Who fucking knows? Who fucking... Not me being lyric checked on apple bottom jeans with the boots with the fur.
Singing 8 different songs.
What they is, basically, it is not human to laugh out loud about anything. That's why we very, very rarely laugh. If you're watching telly by yourself and you're watching something funny, you very rarely laugh out loud. Like, if something really tickles you, you have an involuntary laugh. But actually laughing at like shows or TV or whatever is a social thing, and it's to make everyone feel community vibes that you're all in this together. That's like the psychology of laughing, that actually 90% of the time that we laugh, we're not laughing for ourselves, we're laughing for other people so that they also feel comfortable to laugh.
Whenever I have been to comedy shows, I feel like I'm so clever because I feel like I get the joke a good 2 seconds where everyone else, I'm always like, ha ha, and then everyone's like, ha 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 ha.
Wow.
So I am the person that
You're the
allows
genii.
people to laugh, to be comfortable enough to laugh.
Yeah, wow. And also as well, there's a lot to be said about when someone's on stage, they're putting themselves in a vulnerable position so that you're also laughing with someone to help them relax, because our fight or flight thinks that person on stage must be really nervous. So actually a lot to do with laughing is nothing to do with you finding it funny anyway. And I don't think that really when people laugh at any of this shit that they're actually laughing.
I was laughing my head off on my sofa.
Until I thought this roast was very, very funny.
It's so funny.
I thought it was very funny. But I did notice that because when I watch these things on my own, I was like, I'm not laughing out loud. And I just always think in these roasts, there's a very weird air of like fake laughter, which also really ties into the psychology of how much they like the person. I think if you really like them, and also as well, if someone's good and you're like, say like someone like Ginger, they're like, oh, of course she's going to be good, which makes you want to laugh at her less.
Wow.
It does. I think the psychology of it is like, well, of course she's going to be good. She doesn't need my help.
Impress me then, bitch.
She doesn't need my help. Whereas like you might be like, I don't know, Dee Delicious, who's really worried about it. You might be like, I'm going to really laugh for her so that she feels more comfortable so that she can do better. And I think that all plays in rather than actually, there's basically, I say all this to say, there's no real fucking way to monitor any of this, whether it's funny or not, I don't think. Because also RuPaul absolutely fucking shouts and screams and cackles at the most banal, unfunny shit.
Macaulay
always.
Culkin impression.
Exactly. So it's like, really, what is the barometer of whether any of this is funny or not?
Well, I can say sitting on my own, I laughed out loud a few times.
Okay. If you have to preemptively say, oh, I hope I don't come across as mean and unfunny, be worried, bitch. That would never even cross my mind that people would be like, I think people are going to think that I'm mean.
Well, that's because everyone's been just saying that about her the whole time. Like, no one says really if she's been playing out humour. No one seems to really get it. Everyone thinks that she's always just talking about herself or just like putting people down. So, yeah, everyone does all kind of think
we need to come out officially on the pod and say that we are big Dee Dee stans, aren't we?
I love Dee Dee.
Yeah. And
we watched yesterday her and Crystal watching their
I believe their
old
podcast
tapes.
is called The Girls.
The Girls. And actually like seeing that and then rewatching the episode again when Dee Dee's like, oh yeah, all of my friends used to make fun of me loads and stuff, but then I found my family. It's like all Crystal seems to do is just be like, yeah, you're the shit one. And just like, remember that. Just like,
like
oh yeah,
being
that
in
one
the
wasn't very
studio
good,
with
wasn't it? That it
Lukey.
feels like there's like a real just
Hierarchy.
hierarchy that like that they're both happy with. It's a bit weird to watch.
But do you know
Dee
what-
comes across as so much nicer and
So
more fun
nice.
and funny.
Do you know what's really nice as well is that they talk about like them as sort of like 16-year-old faggotinis, like in the garden. Is it the Garden City? No, that's Welling Garden City. What do they call it? The Garden of England.
Yeah.
In the Garden of England, Kent, and they're like
In the garden of Eden.
and they're like in Crystal's house, running home from school, putting on their pleasers and putting on a face of drag, and then they used to perform to each other and give each other notes.
Oh yeah, they
And
had
it's
like, what do they call it? Like
an annex.
an annex. Yeah, and
A
they
drag
would
annex.
get all dressed up and just be like, yeah, that wasn't very good. Like you need to do that again and stuff.
Yeah.
And just imagine them two all tarted up at
Like
12.
how fucking cute.
No wonder they're both international famous drag queens now.
And I just thought that was like, drag really is like the life for some people. Do you know what I mean? It's like you either, there's the difference between Soho and East London drag. Some bitches put a human hair unit on and a nice Bang London bodysuit and they're like, this life was meant for me. Others put 2 balloons under a t-shirt and put a wig on backwards and be like, I'm going to do this every Saturday to make some money, but I will never, ever put myself in drag. And that, my friends, is London. That's London. That's drag queens in London. Then we have the Tooth Fairy herself, Miss Alan Carr, enters. Where do you stand? 1 to 10. How much do you love Alan Carr?
I'd say a solid 8.
Really? I absolutely love her.
Do you think he's been serious about the don't make jokes about my teeth? I felt like there was like
Absolutely
a little bit of
fucking
truth in there to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking. I think more that it's just like, it's too obvious.
Yeah, it's
too
boring.
lame.
You're boring.
Yeah. Do we feel that she gave a comedic roast masterclass or just had a general chit-chat gal?
Just a general
With the
chit chat.
divas, yeah. I just, there was not really any advice. Maybe they cut it out because it was boring, but it was like, she's going to come give you a masterclass. And it was like, or she's just going to talk about her teeth.
It made me laugh when Alan was like, is anyone having problems like working out how to get into the start of the jokes? It's like obviously 100% directed at Dee Dee because everyone else is. She's like, yeah, like, talk to me about that. Why not? And I thought it was funny as well when he was like, when you're recording for TV, if no one's laughing, you still just like, ha ha ha, just got the canned laughter. Remind me of when me and Anita did burlesque, like a few of the tracks would start with like applause. So it's like, yes, but clap, please, yeah. That's kind of like you're saying about the laughing. Like once someone starts clapping, everyone starts clapping. So you just put in some hollering and whooping in the track. Everyone's screaming before you even come on stage.
I thought Michelle Mazza was quite cunt in her interviews, wasn't she? I thought she wouldn't let poor Dee Dee come up for air. I can't remember the specifics, but she kept on kind of like, when it cut back to Marules in her interview, she just kept on sort of like making little digs at Dee Dee. I was like, oh, again. She was, she's got a bit more bite this episode because I feel like she's been quite soft and Disney. Michelle Maruli. Do you not think? I don't think she's really been coming for anyone.
No, she hasn't.
No.
But I think she's a good northern nice
Well,
gal.
she's a Scouse girl, and if there's one thing the Scouse girls can do, is
Big
get
Scouse girl.
get ready for a night out 6 hours before. But also, they can read.
Books? No.
No,
Do you have any first-hand experience of northern humour?
I.
Look at me sitting here, cross-legged,
Oh my god, I've
leaning
been interviewed.
in like a real,
Like Oprah.
Yeah.
This is my Oprah moment. I have some northern friends, yes, and northern humour. Would you say that northern humour is elite to southern humour?
Well, I don't think I know any humour personally higher than the Midlands.
Okay, I need to say right here, right now. I find people from the north very funny. I do get what they mean. There's like a dryness, a quickness. It's fucking not labour. What is it? What do they call it? They're all in the warehouses and the factories. What's that? That type of work.
What, like down the coal mines?
Not the coal. What? I'm not talking about the 50s. No, it's like it's an industrial.
Sure.
Up north is an industrial area, which means that there's lots of working class people. Let's be honest, working class people are the funniest. And
So basically, what people like about British humour is just gets more and more that the further north you go.
But I've got to come out of the pod and say, officially, I ain't never met any motherfucker that's funnier than Essex people. Essex people to me are like the absolute funniest. I went to dance school with like a handful of like 5 or 6 Essex people, and their sort of humour is to me unmatched. It's so fucking weird and strange and Yeah, Essex. I've said it many times on the pod. Essex is its own country. It's a
I'd love to go
principality.
on a night out in Essex.
Oh, let's go
I went to
Faces,
get
babe.
I got tattooed there, but that was it.
Let's go Faces.
Yeah.
Then we move over to the Mirror Chats, where they're talking about gays in sport.
It's very funny, Ginger, talking about being a rugby diva, as it was cinematic parallels between Drag Race and good old Violet Sparks and Rosie Beaver from Drag Queens in London. You need to check them out. They met in the rugby club. Then Rosie Beaver, who's already a name on the scene, got her good friend Nick up in the drags. And you take it from there.
Did she get her up in the drags?
All drag is valid.
There was equals ugly. Rosie Beaver, now a staple of the London drag scene. She runs Tuck Shop and is a producer. She did Drop Dead. Is that what it's called? Death Drop.
Death Drop. Oh, I went to see that.
You did. With deep friend of the pod, Willem.
Well, Tom Berry.
Celebrities.
Thanks to Willem, who gave us free tickets. Yeah.
Oh, Willem gave free tickets. Free kit.
No.
I was made to play rugby at school. What a hideous time. Let me tell you a little something about sports in school. I imagine you were not a sports diva. I imagine you were smoking like this.
Well, there was no choice when it was like sports time. We had netball in our school, and we did not do netball in Ladbroke Grove. So like, I don't know how to fucking play that. So no one really taught me. They just assumed everyone knew. So I just hung back.
Shooting hoops. That's what they
And
thought.
then, but I liked hockey. Because you could, one day a
fucking
year
violent.
was the interform hockey, so you'd have a day off, and then you just like, because I was quite good at sprint, like short bursts of energy, so just running around like smacking bitches with the hockey stick. That was fun.
Imagine a 5'4" diva coming at you with a wooden stick.
5'5.5". Thank you very much.
Okay. in a croc wedge, maybe. We used to have we had sports twice a week, and it was the first thing in the morning. So at like 9 o'clock, you'd go into form and then have to go and get changed, and then go to get in little shorts and a little polo top, and then be
Sounds gay.
Yeah. Hello. And then be outside running around doing rugby at like 9 a.m. in the winter.
Rugby? Why rugby?
We had like basically throughout school we had like seasons, and so like the first time you'd be doing rugby, then the second time would be football, and then the third time would be like swimming or whatever. Like you'd have a different thing, and it was hell out there. Let me tell you, I don't mind the actual sports. It was just the coldness, and it was fucking insane. And people, I might be making this up in my head, but from what I can remember, a lot of people got injured from rugby because
Well, you're just running into each other. You
and
haven't
no
got
one
all
knows
the
what they're
padding,
doing.
like in American football.
Yeah, no one knows what they're doing. You have to get a gum shield.
Oh, I had that in hockey. I felt quite rowdy having
Did
that.
you?
Like, go
Have you
on,
still got
try
it?
me, bitch.
We'll wear them for the next pod.
Oh, I haven't
both
got
in
it
gum
anymore.
shields. It was just absolutely fucking hell. And we also used to have to get changed in a mobile home outside.
Who's
Like,
home?
Just like,
Who's Mo? Mo
it
Bull.
was so fucking rank. And then, as I've said many times on the pod, who came to my aid? Who was my angel in disguise?
The gays.
No, fucking Jules. I can remember just going home and being like, mother.
That's his mum.
I can remember being like, mother, this ain't for me. And she went rowdy and they let me do PE with the girls.
What did you have to do?
Then I was allowed to do
Stick dancing.
Yeah, like Morris dancing. No, because I was allowed to do like
No, I meant, what's that called? When you have like a ribbon on a
the
stick.
interweave. What the fuck? Maypole dancing.
No, like in gymnastics when you have like
Yeah. What the fuck is that called?
sassy, whatever it is.
Yeah, but then I was allowed to do like gymnastics and trampolining and all the girly things. Because I was like, this is so fucking useless. I hate it. And it was all the girls were inside and all the boys were outside. I was like, I hate this. And did not do well for my my street cred as a gay boy. They were like, all of my male friends were just like, why do you do PE with the girls? I was like, just because.
Like, why don't you?
Just cause.
I nearly said the F word.
Ask no questions, I'll tell no lies. I'm just out with my girls. And it
Like,
was
why
just like,
aren't the boys making it so that they get to do stretching with the girls?
I can just like so specifically remember like being in, I think it was like in like woodwork or something, and just like a big group of boys were just like, Bunny, like, what? Like, why don't you do PE? They were like so perplexed by like, why don't you do PE with the boys? Like, why are you with the girls? And I was like, I don't want to be outside. And they were like, what? So you're just a girl now? I was like, no. I was like, for all intents and purposes, I'm still a masculine diva, but I'm just not going to be outside. I don't want to go outside.
No.
And that was it. And I was like, if you've got any fucking problems with it, take it out with my two older brothers. One of them is a psycho, and the other one is on the rugby team. And he'll see you outside. Actually, I was much more rowdy than either of my brothers. I would have sorted it out. So, should we take a little break?
Let's do it.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Oh, this one is difficult to talk about. A study done in 2020 found that 1 in 30 people admitted to pooing in the shower. This is referred to as waffle stomping.
Whoa!
And that's because once you've pooed in the shower,
Disgusting!
you use your little...
You don't need to explain it, Ryan. We can
You'll be stomping the
understand.
waffle. There's punching the ghost and stomping the waffle. You can be doing both in the shower.
I have never shat in the shower, but if I was ever going to shat in the shower, it would only be a liquid one that could just wash away.
I don't think you get the choice, do you? Do you know whether it's going to be
Well, like if
soft
if I had
stool
like
or not?
cramps and if I had diarrhea and I was in the shower, maybe I would. But
You've
not
just
like
unlocked a memory.
Huh?
You've just unlocked a memory.
Well, there you go. Actually, that's in Thailand. I've been on
Yeah.
the floor vomiting and thingy, but never on purpose.
One time when I was younger, probably about 15, 16, I was at my mum's house and I had alcohol poisoning. I had been out for about 2 days straight. One of my MySpace boyfriends had come down to visit me, and we had gone camping, and I had been basically drinking for like 48 hours, and I had to be like taken home basically. But one of my friends Ellen had to take me home in the car because I was like, I can't stand up because we drunk so much. And this was at the time as well. We would all just go into our parents' cabinets and just fill up a 1 litre bottle of just like a little bit of everything. So you just have a bottle of just like, it's got a bit of gin, it's got a bit of whiskey, got a bit of brandy.
Butters.
Disgusting, right? But couldn't get anything else. And we drank so much. And I can remember being in the shower and I was sick constantly for about an hour. And then I was like leant over the bath being sick. And I was like, oh, why the guts bubbling? Took all my clothes off, stood in the shower. And then it was hell for leather at both ends.
So we both have waffle stomp.
Yeah, so actually.
Well,
I
without
don't-
the stomp, yeah, mine was just like pure liquid.
Yeah, I don't think I
bile.
was stomping anything.
No, but yeah, so yeah, it's a bold move to know that you're just going to do a solid poo and then stomp it.
But I don't think that's what they ask. I think that's a very different thing to be like, have you had diarrhea? And
Just call it waffle stomp. That implies that they're stomping a solid shit.
I think people have. And do you know what? Do you know what else really freaks me out? I can remember they did.
I feel like I know if mine's going to be loose. Mine are always
You can kind
like
of
very
tell, but it's always
regular.
there.
Well, I feel like I've got better
Rise up
gut
my
health than you.
I was going to say rise up my IBS girlies.
I'm regular and solid.
Bottoms with
unless it's-
IBS, we matter. Do you know what I mean? The thing is with the thing is that really makes me feel sick about it though is like there is a lot of residue. There's got to be. You can't just like stomp it through the thing and it's done. We got like I don't know.
You're in a shower, so it's constantly getting washed over, isn't it?
Do you know my problem? I can't remember what the numbers were, but they did a survey, and many men
Many men.
they admitted to not using toilet roll but showering afterwards, and that was a whole thing. That was like a whole social movement that I wasn't aware of. That a lot of people were like, oh, I don't wipe, but I just go for a shower afterwards.
Is it? I mean, I don't think that's not actually that crazy. If you're like, I'm going to get in a shower, then it's like, oh, I need a shit. Let me do that quickly. Like, that doesn't seem that mad.
No. Like people actively
Like
being
midday?
like, when I'm at home, I don't use toilet roll. And I guess it's like if they don't have a bidet, that they're like, I don't use toilet roll because it's like dry or whatever. It's just like moving it around, which is true. So that instead they then take their trousers off and get in the shower, bend over and shower their bum.
It seems excessive.
Which is
Buy a
right.
bidet if you're going to do that.
Anyway, should we talk about some drags? Let's stop waffle stomping for 1 second.
I just could not believe RuPaul's outfit. She ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. Hood rat, hoochie
True.
mama. And the doors, Alaska Thunderfuck has opened.
Right.
For this bin bag to be on stage. But I was into it.
Me too. I thought, Michelle, you know what I'm going to say.
I can't cope.
The timeless beauty of Miss
The
Michelle
silver
Visage.
hair.
Yeah, absolutely fucking
what's
gorgeous.
going on in that blend that makes it look like it's literally like sparkling?
Aisling B, the pigtails, discuss.
It's more like a Aisling D+ for me, probably.
I just, you know that thing that the girls did that they work at Hooters where they did like a test where they all for like 1 month didn't wear pigtails and then all the next month all wore pigtails and their tips were like 4 times higher.
Gross.
And so they were like, girls, if you want to get higher tips, wear pigtails for men because it reminds me of little girlies and they'll tip you higher. Absolutely disgusting. That's all I think up whenever I see pigtails, and also someone referring to pigtails as being a blowjob with handles. Oh,
Who said that?
I can't remember, some gross man. That I used to
Like,
work with.
and people have those dimples in there.
The thumb rests.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that a couple of times. Then let's head into the Dragiators Roast. First up, we have flaming fanny fighter Tamara Thomas, proving that shouting and screaming is comedy.
First of all, I don't understand why they've chosen like wrestling style names. Like, is American Gladiators different? Because UK Gladiators, they're like Rhino, Wolf.
But also, why would they be talking about
Jet,
gladiators?
Lightning.
Why would they be talking about American Gladiators on UK Drag Race?
Well, yeah, they wouldn't. So I don't understand why they've got these more. They're more like demolition derby names.
Yeah.
They're not gladiator names.
Yeah, like what's that thing with Elliot Page in where they're in a what's that called? Roller derby.
Yeah.
What did you think of Tamara's?
I would like to say my gladiator name would be Hammerhead.
Hammerhead.
Yeah.
Mine would be Hammertoes.
I don't think it's got the same energy.
Don't disrespect my NRG.
You don't even know the reference.
No.
Move
What's
on.
Hammerhead?
Shark.
Oh.
But you don't know gladiators is what I'm saying. So
I was gonna say, you don't know the reference. Hammerhead. What, a shark? Yes.
You
It's
don't-
like cryptic, deep. Love it. What do you think of Miss TT?
well, first I'd like to shout out my favourite Silly Billy Pit Crew member.
Who's your silly
Brick
bitty?
Crew, the one with the little sort of blondie ginger little mullet who was being really cutesy a few weeks ago. So silly. I really enjoyed her read about like cussing out all of the other girls for getting beaten by Kate Butch. Well, that was a good one.
But again, like, it's because Kate Butch is better than you.
You need to move on from it. Everyone has moved. Like everyone has accepted it. She is the butt of the joke, and she's fine with it. So
No.
That random aggressive compliment to Michelle as well. Like,
Very
and
true.
Michelle, you look brilliant.
Yeah. I've always thought you were beautiful and I've loved you ever since I met you. Like, what?
I mean,
That's
fair
fucking
fuck, she
roast,
has
right?
looked. I mean, yeah, we do need to give credit where credit's due. I think I'd give her 6 truffles.
Okay, I would give her a comfy 5.
And I didn't like the outfit.
Me neither. Next up, we have Miss DD Decimator. Firstly, I've got to say, the knockout with no knockers seems too close to the bone coming from a twink.
Well, it's like, for someone who had them removed due to cancer, it felt a little bit.
Not cancer, but close. She had an infection. She had implant disease.
Sure.
Where your implants turn rotted. But yeah, seems a strange... She didn't seem like she enjoyed it either. So
Well, at least she gave a half smile. Normally she'd
Yeah.
give nooch, but I can't praise higher. Guess who's back in the house? Walking stick clacking about. That
was
is a 10 out of 10, airtight, rock solid joke. Congrats. And she had some fucking really good ones for Kate and Aisling as well. I was very impressed with DD.
I thought she's doing pretty damn hot in here, isn't she? And I thought she was confident, warm. I very much like the roast. I would have given her a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I gave her a 7. I'm dead proud of the gal. Even when, like the thing when, what's her chops? Alexis kind of was like, it's green. Like, she didn't let that throw off.
No, she didn't. And she also defaults as well to like sometimes
defaults.
defaults to, you can sometimes kind of read that she is a bit uncomfortable. Which you could tell later with like some of the reads. You could see from her face that she was a bit womp womp. And she, go on, hit it.
Alert. Truffle Pig Wig on the runway.
Next up, we have the Geordie Walloper, Miss GJ, Issa Johnson.
It was like watching Airplane.
Magic
like,
Johnson.
Joke.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's had that many jokes since Leslie Nielsen.
This is a woman who knows how to work a motherfucking room. Wow. This was quite a masterclass, I thought.
When I first watched it, I laughed more to Michael's, but then when I watched it second, I laughed more to Ginger's.
You laughed more to Michael's.
Yeah. The first time, and then second time I laughed more to Ginger's.
You are truly just blinded by that love, aren't you? The cut to Dee Dee after the culture joke, she just couldn't fix her face. I felt very sorry for her. That would be my worst nightmare, that someone said a joke that was like, that I didn't find funny, but I couldn't quickly enough fix my face to be like,
It's like, oh no, the 20-year-old's not cultured. Who gives a fuck?
yeah, it's like, we out here, I'm 54 and I'm not cultured.
I hate
Who
all
cares?
this kind of things like everyone's supposed to know all this stuff. Like, she's fucking 20. Like, give her, like, she's not meant to know.
She knows how to sew. What can you do?
Exactly.
Do you know what I thought was a very classy move on behalf of Miss Magic Johnson was throw in a sweetheart to soften it. It's a very classy little touch. Be like, you're ugly, sweetheart. Like, nice, really warms you, ingratiates you to the crowd. Why did she swap the mohawk for the permo? We, having done both of them, why do you think that was?
I don't know. Maybe the perm didn't go with the outfit she made. that she wore, because she wore that
Interesting.
dress. She made the pink dress, didn't she?
Yeah.
My favourite one, I don't know why, because I feel like it is just, I know, it's just a very classic drag joke, which is like Michael Paints for the back row in Australia, where she was like, at the Institute for the Blind. I literally like spat out my fucking drink. I don't know why that
They
cracked me
do
up
these
so
roasts.
much.
I was going to say, they do these roasts for you. That is literally the most bait joke
I
of
know,
the
but just
entire
the fact
roast.
it was like at the Institute for the Blind, that really got me.
What you got to do is you got to think they know where the joke's going and then take it somewhere else. Like, no. Next up, we have Maruli.
Wow. I also really enjoyed the bit where she's like, Kate Butch, and multiple cards came down. But apart from that, I feel like I can only give her 9 truffles for the performance because of the messy card work.
I am so confused by this whole card thing. It's like they normally have a podium and they also all normally bring cards up. It's like, okay, like, who
But it's because Ginger at one point was like, put them down. Then you could tell she was scanning through like, it's like, if no one else has had to do that and you're the best, like I expect Ginger Johnson to not need cards and to not refer
I don't care
to
about
them.
the cards at all. Ginger Johnson had maybe like 60 jokes and then other girls just had like 10 and were just sort of blabbering around them. She was like, she had cards because she had so much material. I don't mind. I'd rather hear a good roast that has loads of material in with the cards.
I'm just saying that she can't get a perfect from me if she's
Okay, I
flubbering
gave
with
her
her
10 out of 10. I
cards.
thought it was an absolute masterclass.
You can't get perfect from me, Ginger, flubbering with your cards. I know you listen. Love you.
I think that it's like when you do, like, if you were doing like an audition, they'd be like, look, if you need the words, do the words because that's how you're going to do it best. If you like, I don't.
But then, like, if you have it written down, you should be able to find it on your page. You shouldn't be still stammering.
Next up, we have Maruli the Merciless. I loved this ginge on her and the little snatch on it. Gorgeous.
That pussy was insane. And also, this is the actual only outfit that looks like it would have been on Gladiators.
Yeah. She looks super fucking good. She's also got a rocking bod on her, isn't she?
Yeah.
Old Marules.
And I know you're going to disagree, but that card toss was cunt.
No, I thought it was great.
I
It
thought
was
you'd be
so
like,
funny.
whatever.
It
was so cunt.
It was so.
I screamed and rewound it. I think that's maybe why the first time I was like, oh, bitch.
It was just funny. It was just a funny thing. But the cards don't bother me enough to make it cunt. Do you know what I mean? But I did think it was funny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I didn't think was funny? Are we really giving Ginger fat jokes? Are we referring to Ginger as a fat girl?
Someone's got to take them.
She is.
People have got fat joke material and
She
someone's
is
going to have to deal
of
with it.
such normal average build. Like, it's like giving her fat jokes is like that seems like exactly what we would have done, which was just like a list of like jokes for people that are ugly, jokes for people that are fat, jokes for people that are short, and it's like, well,
But
someone's
that
got to take
triple heart bypass was a banger.
It was a banger, but it was the.
But also, we don't know. Maybe they've got in jokes that she's always fucking snacking around the thing.
Yeah, but the power of it is really taken away from the fact that she's not, which then makes me think that it's just like that's a joke that she knows that she would tell about someone that's fat, but there's no one fat here. So, but she still thought it was funny, so she get it in. It doesn't seem like it was written.
I feel like Ginger's in pads is plump enough to take a overeating joke. It's not like you're so fat, but it's like she ate a couple of pies.
It didn't feel like she wrote it for Ginger. Is my thing.
Fine.
The crayon joke.
Well, I've heard that before.
Very strange.
What?
Very strange. Can you tell them the crayon joke?
Alan's so gay that if he stuck a crayon up his arse, he could tell what colour it is.
Just strange. Can you describe why?
Well, because you're so used to things going in your arse, you just kind of like, oh, I know they're sitting like the back of my hand. It's like you're so knowledged on what's up your arse. You're like, that's a red.
Yeah.
What, you saying you don't get the joke?
I get it. I just was like, surely that's not why it's funny. Oh, okay. I just don't think it's very funny.
Fair enough. But I feel like I've heard that kind of joke before, actually, on UK Drag Race.
Yeah,
and
probably.
The roast.
But
like
that's-
maybe Sister or someone
That's
like that.
what I thought with Michael Maruli, though. I just thought all of them were like just like two joke books. My grandparents used to have in their guest bathroom. They used to have a book of like Giles Brandreth or someone like jokes, like not Reeds, obviously. This is 20 years ago, but like a little book of jokes by the toilet, and that was sort of the level of them. Do you know what I mean? Like the Oscar Wilde. I may be drunk, but you're ugly, and I'll be sober in the morning. Them sorts of things.
Sure.
She did. Can I say? I did think Michael Maruli, out of everyone, she actually did verge on mean a bit. The end when she was like, "Everyone is ugly, and I hate you all." Such a strange way to end it, and like didn't really get a very good response. It was like, what a weird way What a weird thing to say at the end.
I don't think it's that weird. It's like, just to summarise, you're all shit and I'm the best. See ya.
But that's not it. That sounds funnier. But to finish saying, and just to finish, everyone is ugly and I hate you all. It's like a very weird energy. It's not funny and it is just a bit mean. So it was a strange way to end it.
I don't know. I didn't read mean off her.
I thought hers was a tiny bit mean. So I would give her 6 out of 10.
I'll give her 8 truffles.
Okay. Next up, we have the runway category, poofs on parade. Now, did you have a little think about what you might do for this?
You know I did. So you know Macy's do those Thanksgiving parades and it's like
Love.
those massive
Yeah,
inflatables. I would basically be like one of those of myself.
Yeah.
And maybe somehow, they're like sort of tied to the ground with ribbons, have kind of like sticks that I would push along so it makes it like sort of walking almost a bit on all fours, kind of like, hello, I'm a big inflatable Loki. That's what I would do.
I can't remember who did it, but I can remember us gagging, not in the good way.
Oh, so you're copying someone else.
Yeah, kind of. Do you remember when, I think it might have been, was it Shea Coulee that did like a squirrel? And it was like, it was someone who did
No, maybe it's like Heidi in All Stars or something.
Someone did a body that was like an animal body, but it was like super thick. Or was it Simone?
Oh, yes, maybe it was Simone. Yeah.
Super, super thick. If I was going to do poofs, I would do like that, but like a body that's like, when you see these like cartoons and they're like sort of anatomically, obviously like impossible. They've just got like super swole like biceps and legs. And like, I would do like a bodysuit that was like an animal's body, like a character, maybe like Sonic or someone. What's the girl Sonic called, the hot one?
The pink one, can't remember.
Her, like, or something. Just do sort of like one of them, just like with like a
But
crazy.
what's the poof?
The poofed up bodies, like the different joint bits, like sort of like big poofs.
Sure.
Sort of like a bit Michelin Man, or drag version of Michelin Man. Michelin them. Theme that you would love to see on the runway. Tell them.
Psychedelia.
Oh, go on. Explain it a bit more.
Well, music, culture, or art based on experience produced by psychedelic drugs.
Love it. Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see, and that's a bit bait, but I think you could really go fucking ham with it, is I'd like to see villains. Any villains. I would do Yzma, Eartha Kitt's character from, I'd do like a drag version of her. And just like any villains, it's like they could literally be any bad bitch in history ever. They need categories that are super expansive.
Yeah.
That's what Dragula does so well. Let's just give a little hand for Dragula. They're just like, you can really take it anywhere. And that's what I want to see rather than like dots on the runway. So it's too boring. I mean, you can literally take dots.
Yeah, I was thinking.
You can take dots anywhere, but it's like, that's also like not a category, like that's too vague.
You're like,
Too
right,
vague.
Marty.
Yeah. Let's talk this runway. First up, we have Miss D. Delicious serving golden scrotum. Thoughts?
10 out of 10, obsessed.
Really? Yeah. This is a bit of a Lukey Luck experience.
Just
isn't it?
anything slightly 80s, and this is just very 80s.
Inspired by
tacky,
Galliano for Dior.
Gross. Well, it's actually as well, I saw on Spilling the Tea, the Blondes.
Yes.
Very similar. And that might have even been from their villain.
Really?
Yeah, actually, no, I can't think who that would be.
I thought this was heaven, and I'm so. Did you see that the cuffs were removable?
Of course.
I just thought this was it was a very nice. I from the waist up, absolutely loved it. The soft bow on the back, the poofy sleeves, gorgeous. I personally would have loved something different on the leg.
But I kind of I would never have chosen. Like, what do you even call them? Harem pants, but just like...
It's just like a trouser.
No, they're like poofy.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, to me, that just makes it even more ridiculous and crazy.
I would have probably, because it's poofy, I probably just would have gone much more exaggerated on the legs so that the legs felt poofy because the legs don't feel poofy. Or like a lovely poofy skirt.
But that's more expected. It's unexpected to be
poofy.
given
I would love
gold harem pants.
I would love like a globular poofy nipped in at the bottom. Something, I don't know. But I really, really liked it. And she fucking made it. I'd give this 8 out of 10.
Wow.
What about you?
10.
Oh, yeah. Next up, we have Tamara Thomas serving Scarlet Lady.
Wearing Banksy's How's Your Head up to?
And it's this, do you know, is a backup outfit. Someone let her down on the day and she said on Instagram, they took all her money. She said, I was waiting for an outfit. They never gave me the outfit. So she had to rustle this up together.
Oh, damn.
And boy, was this Russell Brand.
She reminds me, I wish she had black hair, of those little kind of like flamenco souvenirs.
Yeah.
Or like
the
when
little postcards.
Yeah, or like the sort of, when you open a music box, kind of like the little ballerina. I think I had a little flamenco lady that spun round.
That would have been cute if she'd gone like full, a bit more costumey, something with it. I had I not seen her Instagram saying that this is a backup, I would have said this was 5. But knowing that she wrestled this together and she was hoodwinked at the final hour, I'll give her 7.
I think, I got to agree with Michelle. I wish the corset was a bit more hidden. She looks gorgeous and stuff, but I'm not really reading poofy.
No.
So I'd
Not
probably
at all.
give it like a 6.
Okay. Next up, we have Ginger Johnson serving big ol' hoop.
In a Venus Envy. She says, this dress is so big, I could have 3 rings in here and no one would notice. Am I missing something?
I read that as she could have 3 rings, as in...
Like 3 other anuses in there
No,
with
I read
her.
it like she could have 3 rings up here as like you person with 3 rings on. Like 3 fingers. Is that not what she meant?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought that she was
I don't know what it meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Please let us know, Ginge.
I thought that she meant she could have 3 rings up here. Yeah, I thought maybe this is completely wrong. I thought she meant she could
Well,
be,
when you have
she-
like 3 fingers of whiskey, that kind as a
No, I thought
measuring
she meant
unit.
like I could be fingered by someone with 3 rings. Like they could have 3 rings on and I wouldn't even notice. No,
But it's not about her arsehole being so big she doesn't notice. It's about the skirt being so big that other people don't notice what's going on.
No,
underneath.
that she's like it's so big that she could be getting fingered up here and you wouldn't even notice. I thought that's what it was.
I could have 3 rings in here and no one
Oh,
would
drop her a
notice.
message. We need an explanation. Also, a Jackie Potato gown. Gorgeous. Jackie
cute.
Potato has done many, many looks for the girlies, including Jombers and Bimini. She did Bimini's original blue, that sort of My Fair Lady.
Oh, gorge.
Who did the hats for My Fair Lady? That very famous Cecil
know.
Beaton. That very sort of famous, gorgeous blue lacy one. And I love this. I thought she looked like a little girl at her dream birthday party.
Yeah, it's so fun and so cute.
Yeah.
Although
Love
it's
the
polka
colours.
dots on the runway, which I know you're not a fan of.
Do you know what? That's fine though. That's because it's got a whole other concept. Love the Venus Envy wig, like suit. Love a wig that's just like that's a completely brand new design that you have not seen yet. Do you know what I mean? Because that's something completely different. I gave this a 9. I loved it.
Yeah, I'd give this a solid 8, I think. Cutesy.
Next up, we have Michael Maruli serving couture chav. I'm quoting, not using
Sure.
the term chav. Thoughts?
By Drag Helmet Wigs. I personally, after the most recent Drag Race season where it was a runway puffer please, and then obviously what's her name who we were talking about earlier, who Tia Coffee, Astina did a puffer jacket look. I feel like puffer jacket looks,
Utica had that moment.
yeah, like I feel like I'm over.
Caramel brought the big white puffer jacket that she wasn't able to wear for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just not, this is probably my least favourite Michael.
Can we start with the good though?
Leg.
Let's start with the positive. That dramatic arm circle that she did at the top of the presentation. She walked onto the stage and went, it's like, I don't know what's going on down there, but I'm into it.
It's all up here. RuPaul even says you can see all those years in the biz.
Yeah.
It's all coming to fruition. I give this a 6.
I said I'm not sure about the shape, but I did like the colour of it.
You do like a blue.
I do like a
It is
blue.
blending a little bit in with the background though. God forbid she came in here and did a shoot on our blue background.
I know.
Notice how many times Tamara says God forbid this
God
episode.
forbid. No,
God forbid.
is she a God forbid girl?
God forbid.
Yeah, me too. I gave this a 6. This wasn't for me. Let's talk zinger and let's talk minger. Mm-hmm. You can hit the sound.
Oh yes, sorry. I'm facing a complete
You
different
can't get the
direction.
bloody stuff these days.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it zinger? Does it make you want to hurt? Is it minger? Zingers and mingers.
Let's talk zing and ming. What for you this week zinged the fuck?
Well, it was kind of like Night of 1,000 Updos, essentially.
Mm.
I'm actually going to go with Banksy's How's Your Head?
What was Banksy's How's Your Head? Oh, the gorgeous
little
wave.
white one.
Oh, on Tamara. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mine was Alexis St. Pete's Little Green Brats number, which I believe was done by our good girl, deep friend of the pod, Polished Wigs. I said polished. Like, I know it's, no.
We don't-
Polished.
We don't know. They are Polish, and it's written polished or Polish.
Yeah,
and
so
we
I think
have
you
no
say it
idea of
somewhere
knowing.
in between. And what minged for you this week?
It had to be Vicky Vivacious's Amazon mullet.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to include the other girls, but nothing minged as hard as that did. So.
Do you know what? You would think that, but what really minged for me is RuPaul's weird little side bob. It looked like she'd taken a nap in a nice wig. Very strange. It was like the whole side of it was flat, and then the other side was.
Who's doing her wigs? There have been some weird like folded.
Yeah, it is someone. It is like a proper TV theatrical person. I can't remember who it is, but I've seen their name somewhere. Let's move into the critiques. No,
let me ask you your thoughts on this.
please.
Joan Collins could never. Full stop.
I don't even know how to comment on that. The things that RuPaul says, it's like Joan Collins. What?
Joan Collins. I mean, it's a fantastic outfit. Don't get me wrong, but Joan Collins could.
Joan Collins did. Joan Collins was.
Joan Collins is the thing that DT is trying to be.
Yeah, it's like, how can you... She's taken like essentially what is like a nice bit of stretch fabric, and because she's a great seamstress, she's made something that has like nice big sleeves and it has a bow on the back, but it's like, this is a simple outfit. It's like, Joan Collins was out here in like haute couture.
Sorry, I can't believe you're calling that a simple outfit.
It is no. I just mean like it's all one color. It's all one. Do you know what I mean? It's like she's not over accessorized in it. It's like that is a really nice one color outfit. Where it's like Joan Collins was out here in like furs, diamonds, hats. Like she was wearing like the costume budget for Dynasty was something like insane. It was something like $50,000 per episode just for Joan Collins. It was like in one of the most expensive costume budgets that they'd ever produced, that they'd ever had on TV. It's like, what do you mean Joan Collins could never? Joan Collins is known for having like dripping in diamonds. It's like, Joan Collins is kind of that bitch.
Yeah, very
Like,
weird.
Very weird.
I mean, like Cher could never to someone in a black curly wig. Like, interesting.
Okay,
interesting.
bitch. But I did get the, do you know what it was that I thought it was? The Joan Collins, she had that very, very sparse little fringe. And
Well, no, she didn't. She had an updo.
To Dee Dee?
Yeah.
At what point?
The point in which we're talking about right now.
Did she not have a little fringe on it? Oh, in my head, she's got...
Clapped, mate.
Oh, ain't that the fucking Ruth? I thought she had a little fringe on it. I take it back. But just to say, Tamara's face, I'm sorry, sometimes it cuts to her, and her face is quite unbelievable. Like, it's something to do with the eyes and the way that she paints her brow and her eyes. It's just like, she's gorgeous. And I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely stunning.
I did say here, I'm not going to say it again, why are we ragging on the cards? I don't like it. Get it out.
On
But
what?
we'll move on. Why are we ragging on the cards? I don't get it. Like, it kept on being brought up about the cards, and it's like, they normally have a podium. And that's because, and I bet it was like, do you want a podium? Because, and some of the girls are like, actually, I don't really have that much content, so no, I'll be fine without cards. But normally they have loads of...
Yeah, but Tamara and Dee Dee had cards, but I never saw them struggling to like...
Yeah, that's because I had like 3 jokes.
Well,
and the rest
that's
was
the
just...
thing. I mean, Ginger should
just
have
shucking and jiving up on
had more
stage.
cards and written more clearly.
When Rue spoke to Ginger, the way that she spoke to her, I thought, you couldn't make it any more clearer that Ginger is already a winner. The way that she spoke to her, she was very nice to Michael as well. She was very like, she sort of also gave her some real... But the things that she said to Ginger were quite unbelievable.
But the things she said to all of them, like collectively at the end, was very sort of gushing. That's normally kind of saved for top 3.
My favourite thing was when Michael Marulli was like, oh, you've just given me everything by just being here. As if RuPaul not turning up to Drag Race was an option. Thanks for coming today, babes. This wouldn't have been the same vibe without you, Ru. Just like, just thank you so much
Didn't
for just...
Shelley have to host it one time, remember?
Oh, because she had COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, take it back.
Yeah,
You
well-
never slander the Marul.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Should we move into Untucked with the booted out basement dwellers that are the girls that have had to go home?
Really sad Cara wasn't there, and
you
really
know
made
why?
the group seem so small.
It did. And our good friend Caramel had COVID. So she couldn't film any of the rest of the show. Or had she already moved on and was already slaying Down Under versus the world? I guess we'll never know.
Did you just make that up, or have you seen rumours?
I've seen rumours.
Oh.
I've seen rumours that she's doing Down Under versus the world.
That'd be cute.
That would be cute, but fucking give yourself
Very quick turnaround.
I was going to say,
though.
give yourself a break, honey. No, but she actually wasn't filming because she had COVID. That
Sure.
has been, I believe...
We've got that confirmed from Dr. Beat.
Yeah. No, I believe Teddy Beards said it.
What was your favourite look or least favourite looks from the returning gal?
Probably my favourite look was... did Gnomes just have full mammaries out for the entire episode?
She did.
Wow. I had to pause it. Naomi Carter's makeup in that studio lighting, and I guess that's exactly what she paints for, like on stage. It looked like she just had a spotlight on her face. She looked insane. It was like...
Yeah, that's the best she's ever looked facially. I
Yeah,
think.
rather than like rather than it looking like sort of like drag makeup, it looked like she'd actually been painted. She looked like a painting. Just like everything was so graphic and so gorgeous. I thought, wow, so she would definitely be my top shout. What about you?
I really liked Alexis's look, and Banksy's obviously I'm going to like, but I'll go with Alexis for me, top 2.
Yeah, I liked Alexis too. Let me tell you what I didn't like. That ratty, dried out wig.
Oh, okay, for that ratty woman.
No, the ratty, dried out wig, which is, unfortunately, I have to say, that's a vanity. That's an Uber
Vicky
Raya.
Vivacious.
That's an Uber Raya.
That looks like the ones we see on Amazon.
I know. No. It is a vanity.
I don't know, because you could, when you're from the side, like, there's not much hair in it.
Oh, really? I really thought it was that vanity, the vanity style that is like, it's maybe called like the dolly or something, which is like a short version of like, I feel like I've seen it before.
I think it's one you and me know very well.
That one.
I think it is.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, Vicky Vivacious. Maybe do you know what that probably was? That was probably her gladiator look.
Well, I think she was doing a Tina Turner look based on.
I mean,
she was like wearing fringe.
Tina turned it. She did not.
Tina, yeah.
Now,
Vicky Gate. Let's get into it.
Let's get into Vicky Vivacious getting all hot under the gels.
So off key and psychopathic to be holding on to this thing from week 1. It's like you've been Viv Didi for weeks. You know that she's not like that. Why are you like?
She has some very real top 4 self-confidence, which is strange considering she looked like she did her makeup with potato stamps.
This is the worst she's ever looked.
Absolutely.
And what I don't understand is she's doing it in the name of professionalism. That's what she was talking about on Drag Queens in London. Professionalism. How professional is it to rile up Dee Dee when you know she's about to do her lip sync to be in the finale or not? Like, you know she's going to be in the bottom. Like, that is nasty and purposely unprofessional.
The main question is, did you have nothing more in you, a bit more zhuzh than a PLT chainmail dress and a dusty Whitney wig?
No.
Like, that was it. You had nothing more to give.
I'd rather see you in your brigadier outfit.
Talk about Despero clambering for a little on-screen beef. It didn't even make sense. Did you clock that? Just like all the other girls were just like sitting around, just being like, no one paid her any dust. Just like sort of everyone was just like super confused, being like, sorry, are you talking about week? What?
Yeah,
That didn't
and
have
then it
anything
seemed
to
to be
do with
over.
you.
And then when Ginger was kind of like, actually no, like we all know her, and in fact you know her, and we know she's not like that. It was like, then she just kind of was like, okay then. Like, she didn't actually even have any integrity. Like, she just wanted the drama.
Yeah, and even Alexis was like, babe, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
What? She's like, I don't care about this. Like, why would you care? This had nothing to do with you. And it's just like, it was such a strange. It's one
So
of
I
them.
think you'd feel more strongly about it if you had seen how she talks down to people.
Them tricksy little games in Drag Queens of London. Again, get us in the.
We'll let
if
you.
you need
We'll
to
give you the
watch.
G drive.
Yeah. It was just so strange because it was one of them moments, I think, where you see that someone is very transparent in terms of like their emotional intelligence overrides. They think they're really doing something. Do you know what I mean? Be like, oh, I'm going to come in here, fuego hot, and I'm going to serve them the drama, serve them the tease, and it just comes crashing down around them. And there you can really see through it.
It's like when it used to cringe me out when people would like stand up on Trisha or whatever in the audience and be like, a diddle-a-diddle-a-da, and then a diddle-a-da. And they're saying is in the rhythm and tone that they expect they're going to get a big round of applause, and then they don't, and then they just sit down. It's like, well, you pride yourself for that. Is it worth it?
On live TV?
Yeah.
Oh, could be me.
Trish.
Now, I will say, though, I do love a queen that bears a grudge. No one bears a grudge properly anymore. I'm talking ancestral bloodheads.
Well, Violet and Mick were saying, like, everyone's too nice these days.
Yeah.
Where's the beefy drama?
I want you bringing up shit that I said in my audition tape. Shit before I even met you.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to be like, how fucking
How is
dare
it when
you
I
talk
scroll
about...
back on Twitter in 2003?
Yeah. You said this about East London Queens. It's like, babe, you work in West London. That is not the fucking point. I do kind of like a girl that is so deeply out of her rocker that she's just like, I'm going to start beef. I don't even know where it's coming from. She was grasping at tiny paper straws, but
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it so we can
Good
tell her
TV.
off for it.
Yeah. We can scold her and chastise her, but if I hadn't seen it, it made me like her even less.
Yeah.
Let's get into these bottoms.
I thought it could have been a double win, you know, the way they were talking. I was really surprised it actually wasn't a double win. Were you?
I think at this point that I think their treatment of Ginger is tactical. I think it is very clear from what RuPaul said and just from watching it, Ginger was much, much better. But I think they're trying not to be so obvious because Ginger has been basically in the top 2 since like week 3. And I think that they are trying to, at this point, be like, oh, who will win?
Well, now it's at least they've got 3 badges each, so it feels a bit more...
Because also he should have... I think that Ginger should have won last week as well.
The makeover.
Yeah. I think it was clear that they liked Ginger's... what Ginger did more as well, and I think this week. But I think they're just trying to level the playing field.
I feel like recently on some franchise across the world somewhere, there was someone that just like kept winning, and then it's a bit kind of like...
Well, I think it's been like close enough that it's like, it could be Michael. It shouldn't be. Like, I don't think... There's no way that Michael did better in this roast than Ginger, and Ginger had a better look. Like, Ginger had a better look on the runway. So it's like, you can kind of believe it that... Get away with it. It could be my rules, but not. How did you feel about this lip sync? Go on,
I've never heard the song in my fucking life.
Me fucking neither. Ever.
Like, such a weird choice.
What a rogue lip sync. And also, what a waste of 2 great performers.
Oh my God.
I felt like it was basically impossible to win.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
think
know what I would have done.
Tamara just tipped the edge. I think, as you will enjoy, she was just slightly more physically dexterous.
Yeah.
Like... No, don't get me wrong, like, Dee Dee is there. Like, she's finding weird little beats to move to, which is hard in, like, a weird song. But, like, Tamara was giving you up and down. She was actually giving me some Jill Tyrrell-style slut drops. Just, like, very, like, you slut dropping in this song. Very Jill
I will
Tyrrell.
say, as well, it's... With things like that, like, Dee Dee was going hell for leather, but it's like, that's when it proves to you, like... And I'm a deep Dee Dee stan now. I'm a Dee Dee...
Voted? DDD devotee.
Yeah, I'm a DD devotee. But that's when it's like, she's not a lip sync assassin. A lip sync assassin would be able to take... Let me tell you...
But remember, I think like, we think Gorgeous is good, but then give her a rock song and she didn't know what to do with herself.
When them motherfuckers hit play on Memory, she's, you know full well, Miss Taste Zero Radix, she's an 8-count diva. She is a finger-snapping toe wagging. She's a dancing diva. When they hit play on Memory, they were like, eat this bitch. And eat, she did. Feed, she did.
Feast.
Yeah. And that's a lip sync assassin. I think that, like, if you are a lip sync assassin, I think personally you need to be able to be like, whatever they put on, I'm going to fucking kill it.
Well, I think there's very few people that can do that.
But that's what a lip sync assassin... That's why there should only be a couple of lip sync assassins.
But then are you creating what you think a lip sync assassin should be when it's actually...
No, the name is... The word is in, like... The understanding of it is in the name. It's like...
But has it existed before Drag Race? It's a term that's come to exist for
sure,
Drag Race.
but a lip sync assassin should, in its totality, be someone that's just like, I can kill anyone in a lip sync, any style, any person. That's what you should be able to do, I think. And there's very few people that are so engaging on stage that you're like, I'd watch them like water their plants.
Yeah.
So, and I think if you're a lip sync assassin, if you were given any song on your season, you should be able to lip sync to it. But
my favourite bit was just seeing Michael and Ginger like bopping and clapping at the back like a couple of mums.
Nanas, yeah. I really, really loved Dee Dee by the end. But sad to see her go. Let's talk Rose and Thorn. Oui, oui?
Oui.
Luke's, what's your rose? What's your thorn? What was your rose?
My rose was, what a great roast. I was laughing my head off.
You do like a little giggle, did ya? Do you know what my rose was? When you called upon angels, they hear your cry in heaven. And that's why Miss Andrews, deep soulmate of the pod, did for us. Because when we asked for Drag Queens of London and they sent an illegal download link.
Who's Miss Andrews?
Miss Kelly Andrews.
Loving the real names on the pod, always.
Wow, you didn't have to. That could have been their drag name, but you.
But we've already said it's Faye Bento.
Miss Sweet Kelly, that is the real highlight of the week. She said she wanted to be...
The rose of Drag Race episode can't be that we watched another programme.
She said, no, my rose is Miss Faye Bentos, our deep friend of the pod. She said, we asked for a question to lighten up our week, and she gave it to us. She said she wanted to be, if she was going to give us the link, she wanted to be the zinger and the rose. And I can't give her both. So I gave her the rose.
Fine.
And what was your thorn?
My thorn was just let Dee Dee stay for the final. Come on. Why not?
Okay.
Just do a double save. What's the harm? Let her go to the final.
Yeah, true.
Put her on the gas.
feel like she'd serve a killer.
She's worked at it.
Yeah. My for one was, sorry to end it on such a negative note, but we've only had 2 non-white queens in the final out of 17 girls in the UK.
Wow.
15 out of 17 girls have been white. That's in 5 seasons, and there's been no non-white girls in the final lip sync.
That's crazy.
We've never had a non-white person in the final lip sync. That is truly disgusting. What baffles me so much about it is we have so many sick queens in the we have so much drag in the UK, yeah. But I think what it's done is that because it's so divisive with Drag Race, is that so many of the good queens don't want to come on, which is tough. Which means, but also as well, is there someone on the casting team that is championing diversity, or are they all like, oh my god, you wait until you see this diva do her Ariana Grande mega mix?
I thought that they brought back the season 2 casting team for season 4, but then they would been replaced for season 5 or the next one along.
I believe
something.
season 2 and season 4 had the same casting team, which was obviously super successful.
So why have they changed it up again for this? Not saying
I don't know. But obviously the season 3 casting team, they did not get invited back. But yeah, very, very sad. And I just hope that in the next casting, it is. I know that there was a couple of girly pops that were supposed to be in this lineup that for some reason or whatever did not get.
Some reason or whatever.
Maybe I think maybe COVID that were non-white, but even still, I mean, it is what it is. Right, that is. Have you got anything else to say, Minute?
Loads, actually,
Go
yeah.
on, hit
Next
them.
time, it's grand finale, and we get a sexy cat burglar video for Spotlight, and something happens that makes them all cry. I think it's going to be a visit from Mum.
Yeah, me too. Which is super fucking cute. I want to see all their mamas.
Oh, I don't want to see anyone's mum. I don't want to waste time watching people cry. Just give me some jokes or some dancing or something.
Wow.
You're boring. And then...
Cold-hearted. She's a cold-hearted snake. She'll make you scream.
For the first time ever, we are getting our Gods of Death, which is the rock metal band challenge, over 2 episodes. So this time we had Jarvis Hammer and JK be in the bottom 2. And then they did a lip sync on stage, and Jarvis Hammer just got told to dust immediately.
I know,
that
it
was
so unceremonious.
And just no one saw it coming. It was an immediate thing.
Yeah,
there wasn't even a challenge.
They were quite.
Yeah, it was a bit too flopsy doodle on the Monsters of Rock. But we had a very strong top 3. Fantasia Gaga Royale was our winner. And if you don't know about her, give her a Google, because she literally has the biggest boobs you will ever see in your life.
You've probably seen her on TikTok because she works at that bar in South Beach, Miami. And she has... I can't even begin to fathom what size they must be. They must be the full weight of a person. They are so big. They're the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life. Do you think they're bigger than Lolo?
That's what I'm trying to think.
They're definitely bigger than Lolo, 100%. They must be. I'm going to... While you keep on talking, I'm going to Google.
Well, that's kind of it, really. All Gothic, Neo Huru were in the top as well, which is obviously great for us. My top picks from day one, doing so good.
Yeah.
Anaphylactic still there, ticking along.
Love.
But there's not really much to report on this episode because it's kind of left us all up in the air. So maybe next week, post-finale, we can give you a slightly more interesting and informational Dragula roundup.
What an exciting and vivacious end to this podcast.
Well, can you give us the tip watch and tell us?
I actually can't find it, but I'm going to have it for next week. I will tell you
I
about...
thought you were going to just look visually.
Oh, no, I want to find actual cup size, and I will do. I'll message the girls if I have to.
Fine. You message Lolo.
Absolutely disgusting. Imagine just getting a thing being like, hi, we run a pod. I just need to... Can I get your bra size? It's like,
I'm sure
get
it's
out
out
of my
there
DMs.
on the wikis.
Anyway, right, love you, and we'll see you next week.
For the final OMG.
Final. See you later, girlies.
Bye.